Talmor, Shishin Magachi. Talmor is my home. My family have worked the land for generations. My gran says the island does not belong to us, but we belong to the island. And we must be ready, for a great evil is coming, and death follows with it.
Listen and subscribe to the latest season of Undertow, The Harrowing, a Storyglass production presented by Realm, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, it's Rachel Ballinger, and I am thrilled to invite you to Rachel Uncensored, my podcast where I get real with my friends and celebrity guests, where we talk about all sorts of topics. From personal stories to hot-button issues, we cover it all. New episodes drop every Wednesday, so make sure you tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the fun and candid conversations we have here on Rachel Uncensored.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
Who would have thought that the Trailer Park Boys would become a cult-like phenomenon, a mockumentary about trailer park residents living in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia? Remember when Jonathan Torrens was a guest? He plays J-Rock. We talked about how the show was initially panned by critics out of the gate.
It's crazy. I have been well documented as saying every 6 months since it started, I've thought, well, that's got to be that then. And it just continues to find new audiences in new corners of the world. I mean, you have to understand, the first year that we did the show, it was so fun, but I remember thinking, no one's going to watch this. And when it came out, it got the worst review in the Globe and Mail.
And now you see the Trailer Park Boys everywhere. The series, the movies, the specials, the animated series. And then they called up to be a guest. We talked about binge-watching Vikings and BoJack Horseman. We all remembered our first concerts, and they shared some thoughts on the stuff that they've done with the Tragically Hip over the years. We talked about marijuana's legalization and the power of social media. And stop me if you've heard this before, the boys talked about the superpowers that they would want to have.
Running.
Like the Flash?
Yeah, I'd like to run fast.
Ricky, why would that be your fucking superpower?
I guess, well, flying would be cool, but everybody can do that.
No one. Hey, why not just be Superman? That guy can fucking do anything.
Or Spiderweb.
He's getting banged. He's like Superman.
Spiderweb, man.
Spider-Man. My superpower would be that I could invent any superpower I wanted.
That's not fair, man.
It doesn't matter.
I like to be able to see through clothes.
Yeah, but so you'd like to be a super pervert. Super perv. I can look through clothes.
Stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Puff, purveyors of quality cannabis accessories since 1995. Use promo code TODCAST and get 20% off all regularly priced accessories and apparel, in-store and online at puffpipes.ca.
Hey there, it's Rachel Ballinger, and I am extremely excited to invite you to Rachel Uncensored. It's my podcast where I sit down and get real with my friends and celebrity guests, where we talk about all sorts of topics. And sometimes we might be under the influence when we do so. We cover things from personal stories to hot-button issues. And it's the only place on the internet you can find an uncensored version of me. It's a side of me that you might not have seen before because it's not the most family or brand friendly. But don't worry, I'm still sort of slightly a decent human being. If you're intrigued, then make sure you check it out. New episodes drop every Wednesday. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the fun and candid conversations we have here on Rachel Uncensored.